um, Myers and Salavi, which are the founders of emotional intelligence, right? They started the foundation of it, and it's emotional intelligence is about being able to perceive emotions and to access them in a way to understand them to create intellectual growth. So we have to be able to understand those things and really be smarter. But I think everybody is probably more familiar with Daniel Goleman's work around emotional intelligence, right? And that's really about those five core things being self awareness, self regulation, motivation, empathy, and social skills. When we look at the Polchick wheel, there is, the core emotions, and as we go inward or outward, those start to expand. And we have to be able to communicate at what level of each emotions that we are, because even when we talk about joy, there's serenity, there's ecstasy, right? So there's a range, and we have to be able to show where we are and communicate where we are to be able to be successful. Because going from rage to frustration is a huge dynamic, right? And we can just explain that no, I'm just frustrated. Him understanding what frustration is instead of dad being mad at me makes a huge impact in how we journey or how we have a conversation when we do something that's communicated to someone else. So when you have an impact on one person on your team, they're going to go and share that. Whether we tell them not to or not, negative or positive, they're going to go and share that. So now the next person say, wow, Thomas is a different person, or Thomas is allowing me to grow. So now you look around, just because you were empathetic with one of your people, just because you have one of your people truly trust you or truly create a safe space, now everybody feel that there's a safe space and people want to start to share. And as we start to share, we start to grow. And as we start to grow, then there's this contagiousness around us.
Welcome to the Improvement Nerds podcast, where we host conversations about the things that nerd us out with one goal in mind: sharing best practices and sharing techniques and tools that allow us to make lasting change. In each episode, we'll feature a different idea, and hopefully through that episode give you a set of new tools, new skills, and new thinking that'll allow you to change how you do your work, how you lead others, and how you show up in your life. We're so excited that you've chosen to nerd out with us. We hope that these episodes are exactly the things that you need to hear in order to get started in making the improvements that you want to see happen in the world. If these episodes speak to you, please subscribe to our podcast, like what we're doing, and leave a comment. Margaret Mead said it best when she shared that one should never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, that it was the only thing that ever had. I couldn't agree more. Let's get busy, Improvement Nerds. We got a lot of work to do.
Yeah. And I love the concept of the questioning, right? Because one of the learning philosophies that I live by is wisdom lives within, right? If I ask you enough questions, you'll solve the problem. Thomas, I think most of us start off looking for a destination, right? We're looking for an endpoint, and we are all driving to get to a destination. And some of us along the way realize that it's not about the destination, it's really about the journey, right? It's really about, are we enjoying things along the way? Are we smelling the roses, where we're all functioning in a way that we're helping each other? Because if you're happy, there's no way that that happiness is not going to impact people around you, or that happiness is not going to impact the community or impact your workspace, or and just start to navigate. One smile changed the life of 1,000 people.